Okay, bear with me here today. It's extremely windy in Kansas and I'm recording this on an iPhone. I was asked to talk a little bit about soil. In agriculture today, our frame of reference for our soils are of a degraded state. And what I mean by that is initially when the farmland was broke out, it had a carbon-rich topsoil that had been built there through soil biology, through plants and animals. And then as we came in and we let it sit fallow, as we tilled it, as it eroded away, we lost all that productivity, and now our focus is on soil geology, how much sand, silt, and clay we have, when it should be on carbon and soil biology. So the reason I picked this field is because there's a lot of variability in this field to kind of illustrate the point, to give you a history on this. The bottom is a class 2 soil. As you come up the hill, you get into a class 3. Here right at the top is a class 4, and maybe we even get into a class 5. I'm not sure. Here you can see sandstone at the surface, so it's certainly not considered prime farm ground, even though there's corn 20 feet away. The bottom half of the farm has been farmed since it was settled. The top half was pasture that we broke out 20 years ago, and by broke out I mean we sprayed and killed the grass that was here, but it has never been tilled. The only soil disturbance that's happened on it is the terraces down below. And so as we think about productivity and carbon, think about this grass right here. And the fact that in that spot we have grass growing, and less than an inch below that, right at the surface basically, is sandstone, but yet we have productive grass. So why is that? It's because everything besides the actual rock itself is a carbon-rich layer. And as we go and walk out into this field, we'll start to illustrate some of these points. Here we can see kind of right about where I'm standing is where the bulldozer blade would have dug in about 20 years ago. And remember, it's been no-tilled, and then here recently, the constant living root, you can see the rye that this corn was planted into. So it's not like it's been tilled and fallowed and eroded away. See, as you pull this up, it really doesn't have very much of a clay content to it. Now, where the bulldozer put all the topsoil into a pile, look at that. That's why it's considered not prime farm ground, is because when you get about 2 feet deep, or a little more, you get into geology. And this is pure. We have lots of gumbo clay soils around here where I can work this into a ball. So when you do tillage and then you drive over it, that's what you do to it, as opposed to where we were back here, just feet away from sandstone outcropping, We can put our spade in anywhere. And get soil that just crumbles away. And I can tell you from farming this field for 20 years, the top of the soil here, there's, like I said, there's a class, basically on a class 4 right here. It yields 50% more than the class 2 at the bottom of the hill, because, and it yields consistently across the pasture where it was never broke, because the soil type is all the same. The top 2 feet, which are what matter, are all carbon-rich topsoil. So the yield stays consistent except for in the terrace channels, and it makes 50% more than the class 2 soil at the bottom of the hill, because it was fallowed, tilled, and eroded for over 100 years.